Are we working? Are we live? I'm like having to look out the corner of my eye. Okay. Hopefully, we don't have any blackouts today, but if we do, we do. They weren't too bad last time. I'm a little early, you guys. I'm a few minutes early after being late. Oh my goodness. I was late to my live. I had to push it out a little bit because when I was channeling this message, when I was getting all my little details, oh my goodness, it was just taking so much more time than I realized. Like I was collapsing time left and right. But okay. So I'm just giving it a few minutes to hopefully stabilize, and I made some edits to my settings. So hopefully the kinks have worked out, but we'll see cuz if you guys don't know from my last live, I have a whole new setup. I'm using a camera, I'm using this like OBS thing, so we're working out the kinks here. And hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm trying to finagle like so many moving pieces. It's ridiculous. I'm a technology rookie on this kind of stuff. But we shall be a master one day. Okay. All right. I'm just giving it a few more minutes. I'm not going to start on this message until we hit 12:40. Oh. I've got so much energy today, you guys. Also, happy full moon day. Happy full moon in Sagittarius, my friends. Oh. My nervous system is like attempting to regulate itself right now. If you show up with me, do that. Do that. God, that feels good. Oh, that feels good. Wow. See, that's just a small way we let the good feelings flow. That's just a tiny little way. Oh man. God. Sorry if like y'all hear me like breathing through my nostril real loud. Okay. Mm. I got my booch. And my booch, this is my favorite one. Do you guys, does anybody drink this? The Lenny Boy kombucha. I've tried majority of the flavors that they have at my Harris Teeter, and the good old ginger is my favorite. It's so good, so good. Okay. You guys. Oh man. There's some crazy stuff happening in this energy. My dad probably wouldn't want me to tell you this, but he told me that he was sleepwalking around the house naked last night. All right, sir. Oh, that just tickles me so much in the best way. That's so funny. So funny. I also have some weird dreams. I've been having weird dreams all week. I don't know about you guys, but I just ate a burrito too. Sorry. Have you guys been having weird dreams? I've been having weird fucking dreams. But okay, I'm also going to audio record this just in case there's any issue with the technology. Just that way we're good to go on all ends. But okay, let's get started. Let's get started. Oh, okay. This energy is potent. Okay. I naturally decided to shape our reading around the full moon in Sag because why the fuck not? I mean, it's the perfect energy for what we do on Fridays anyway. Oh, and by the way, I might change the Friday to a different day just that way I have more bandwidth to work with so there's no streamers in the house while I'm attempting to stream. That way there's just no issue with the connection. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see. But okay. So I'm going to start this off by talking about something I've been feeling more so lately. And I notice it first thing when I wake up in the morning. It's like literally my first feeling. And that first feeling I'm noticing is doubt. Doubt around, you know, certain outcomes playing out, and it all goes into this message too. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. The alignment is so beautiful, you guys. Like, okay, I sat down on my notebook today and I broke down. I love understanding like the pieces of the energy and, or the things like whether if I pull a tarot card, I love picking it apart. Like what is the symbolism of the six and then the wands, and then I like to piece it together and formulate kind of my own understanding. And same with astrology. I like to look at the pieces of it, like the mechanics, and I like to then just kind of create my own little like, synthesize the information, which is so Sag too. Hello. So Gemini and Sag axis, which is exactly what we're operating in today. So, okay. Essentially, the first thing how I want to start this message off is that this full moon in Sagittarius, like as you may or may not know, the full moon is the illumination point. Okay. And so, essentially, my God, you guys, essentially, this full moon is supporting us in creating emotional safety through understanding something that we're feeling. Okay. Because the moon is basically saying, here's the feeling, right? Feel this. And then Sagittarius is saying, okay, let's understand what we're feeling. And now there is a little bit of like an energy around, hold on, I'm getting distracted by like my moving pieces over here. There's an energy around like a shadow aspect of this where somebody, some people, okay, I know I'm somebody who's done this before myself, and I tend to fall into this sometimes. The allergies got me like winded these days, you guys. So if I'm like, that's why. Anyway, so there's a shadow here of over like not synthesizing, like overly trying to transcend the felt experience of the emotion and jumping right into meaning. I did that for a long time actually. So like that feeling is so hard. I'm not even kidding. Like sometimes that is just the hardest part of the process is actually genuinely stopping and feeling what we're feeling. And I think even I've been doing that the past couple days with this doubt that's been resurfacing. Oh, confirmation burp is arising. There it is. Okay. I've been definitely doing that where I've been kind of just wanting to get out of the feeling so quickly because I'm very much in working in a conscious alignment, right? With who I want to be, with who I really feel like I am, and conditioning myself to not live in my habits. And that's the moon represents a lot of that. The moon represents our unconscious patterning, our programming, right? And so the moon, with it being full, is kind of shining a big bright spotlight on those things, on those unconscious things that are happening within us. And Sagittarius is offering this beautiful opportunity to really look at it and understand like what story are we living in? What what am I focusing on in here? Where am I applying meaning, and what is that meaning that I'm applying to it? And the emotion that's coming up, like I already mentioned with me, and I feel like this is a collective experience, you guys, is doubt. Okay? Doubt is the big emotion coming through. And I have some tarot cards here. Do not worry, my friends. Do not worry. But doubt, okay, that is our illumination point with this full moon. Take what resonates, leave what does not, okay? And yeah, just work with where you are. Because a big part of this is that the body, the emotional body. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted. There's like so many moving pieces around me right now. The emotional body is attempting to reveal something to us. If you guys have been following me for a while, if not, hi, if you're new for the first time, welcome to the Body Knows. I'm Hannah. Hello. But if you've been following me for a little while, you probably hear me talk about all the time that your body, like the somatics, the feelings, the sensations, all these things. These things are telling you something that's going on in your unconscious. You don't have to blindly trust every little sensation you get. It's not about that. It's more so about discerning. It's more so about listening, being present with yourself, and discerning what is my body trying to tell me right now. And I actually really love this. I want to share this with you guys. I have two fucking notebooks. One is like this one is my it's so cute. This one is where I put all my studies, like the information, my information gathering. Hello, Gemini. And this one is for my channeled messages specifically. So I kind of have to work between the two of them. Let me put my tarot cards over here before I drop them and lose them. But okay, where is that? Over here in the moon. All right. So I actually wanted to share this with you guys. So with the moon, I just think this is helpful to know. It helps us, like, I think, understand the bigger picture. So we're working with this axis of Gemini and Sagittarius today. So the moon, it's the part of ourselves that's reporting the state of our inner world. Okay. And it does that through what we're attracted to or what we're kind of turned off by. It does it through what we feel is contracting, the contraction in our bodies, or the openness that we feel. And I talk about this all the time. Like I say, if you're thinking a thought, if you're like rehearsing something in your mind, and you're feeling this contraction in your body, that's your nervous system saying something about this doesn't fit for me. Like something's off here. And that's usually happening around negativity, around fearful thinking, stuff like that. And the only time I feel like we feel a lot of contraction around positive thinking is when we're resisting it, is when the body's just not accepting it because there's something contradicting that thought. So like if you're attempting to consciously offer thought, okay, like consciously think instead of just thinking habitually, then if you're thinking positive thoughts and you're not used to that and you're kind of using that to counteract some negativity that you've been holding on to for a long time that you just believe, then your body's going to resist that at first. And that's where tapping comes in and helps, because tapping actually helps resolve that emotional conflict inside. That way you can actually hear the truth and you can see very clearly the difference of putting your attention fully on a positive thought or like a more, productive perspective versus putting your attention on a less productive perspective, if that makes sense. Ask me questions if you ever have any questions. But the moon is talking to us through our anxiety and our peace. The heaviness we feel is a lightness we feel, our sense of comfort or discomfort, stuff like that, like our instinctive pulls, our somatic sensations, our emotional weather. All this stuff is information. And really, like, my whole purpose in life is to, number one, to be learning this stuff myself and living it, but also to help people understand how to be more in touch with their bodies, how to be more trusting with the information that your body is giving you. That's why the tapping club became the body knows, because the body fucking knows. It just does. It knows what's in your way. It knows how to get from point A to point B. It knows the how. It knows the when. Okay. And it literally tells you all the time when you're in your own way, all the time. And that is powerful. That is so powerful. But okay, let me see. What else do I want to say about this? Yeah, the moon is your body's emotional intelligence. And so with this transit, right, we have our collective nervous system, our collective emotional body moving through the energy of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, like we said, it's this search for meaning that unifies fragmented experience. So it takes all the pieces of our experiences and it blends it together and it looks at it from a higher perspective. And sometimes when we're really struggling with what's going on in our lives, it's because we're usually locked in the fragments, the pieces of the puzzle, instead of actually noticing the higher picture and the bigger story and the bigger lesson that's coming through. So I really feel like that's what this moon is doing for us. And the thing with Sagittarius energy too, it's a mutable sign, it's mutable fire. So we're metabolizing and we're adapting and we're living the truth that we discover through movement, like through revelation, right? Through realization. It's like, oh, okay, that's what this is. And so I feel like this is the opportunity for us to have some realizations. I feel like a lot of us are going to be having realizations. I know that I had a big one this week And I really had that full circle moment where I really zoomed out and I saw like years worth of experiences, like creating a loop and like coming to this culmination point where the chapter is ending. And I actually recorded a channeled message about that and posted it, I think yesterday or the day before. Yeah, I think it was like Wednesday that I posted that. So go back and check that out if that resonates with you or if you're feeling a pull towards that. But yeah, Sagittarius is the part of ourselves, the part of our consciousness that knows that there's something bigger happening here. It's such a beautiful reminder that yeah, this little thing matters, but this bigger thing matters too. You know? So, let's see. Is there anything else I want to say about that? Anything? No. No. Okay. Okay. So, let's get into this message. Let's go back to this conversation about doubt. And again, like I said, the opportunity in our conversation today, my friends, is to tap into a sense of emotional safety. Because when we are experiencing a lot of doubt, that we're not feeling safe. Like on some level, we're not feeling safe. We're feeling somewhat destabilized. And, the opportunity is to kind of like reorient back towards a sense of trust because trust is a creative function, you guys. It's not just something that you earn. It's not something that you just step into or not something that you just like necessarily always stumble into. That can happen too, but a lot of the times there's trust is built from choosing to trust a lot of the time, okay? And so I have hopefully some of this information is going to help you guys understand how to trust yourself more deeply and trust the process more deeply. Because ultimately, and this is where we're going to go into the tarot, okay? Ultimately, the big question that I asked the cards today, after looking at all of this, was what deeper truth is the emotional body trying to reveal? In other words, what is the truth that's emerging through this sense of doubt and fear? And like this feeling that is it going to happen? Is it going to work out? Like what is this trying to tell us? And Sagittarius, with this beautiful, benevolent, expansive, higher perspective, is trying to help us understand that and trying to help us see that. So, the first card that came out in response to that question was a beautiful Six of Wands, you guys. And I'm using the Radiant Wilds Atlas Tarot. Hopefully, you can see. I'm trying to make it like not blurry, but whatever. I hope you get the gist of it. There's like this. So I'll explain the imagery to you, even though it's kind of, it's obvious, but let's talk about it. So we have this hill, right? And now, mind you, the six comes after the five, right? And the five represents a lot of instability and chaos, not just for the sake of chaos, like chaos has a purpose. Hello, Sagittarius, giving us that higher perspective, right? So you've got this figure, and this is you, right? This is your awareness, this is your sense of self and it's emerging up from behind this hill. And there's a lot of like reflective figures here, which I think that to me was like a big part of the message, the reflective aspect of this. But what stood out to me most of all was that this number one, the confident posture, like I literally saw like a model. I saw someone like literally posing. And if you're like posing in front of a camera, there's a certain element of confidence that you have to bring to that. Otherwise, like that's not going to translate. For anybody who watched America's Next Top Model growing up, who's with me there. But okay, so you've got like this confident posture rising up from the depths of something, right? And then you've got this bright light, this bright sun shining right here where the eyes and the third eye would be, okay? Shining in the place of perception. You've got this beautiful radiance coming through in your perception, but look where it's coming from. It's coming from within you, okay? And it's also behind you. Oh, that just feels significant on some way, but I can't articulate why quite yet. And now, traditionally, a lot of things that we hear about the Six of Wands is recognition, like some kind of like rewards or accolades after like some kind of struggle. But the deeper layer of this is that, again, this reflective quality in these figures is teaching us whatever recognition, whatever like you're seeing out here that you're seeing like, oh, this is happening to me, right? Or through me, however you want to look at it. This is reflecting something from in here. Okay. And now whenever I pulled this card though, it came out like this. And that felt significant. It wasn't reversed. It wasn't upright. It was just like this, laid out like that. And to me, what that represented was this, what this message is, and we'll get into it. This energy is in transition. Okay. There is something that is, what is the word I had? Stabilizing, something that is recalibrating, being integrated, which is perfect for the sixes because the six literally, where's my other book? The sixes represent reorganizing around something deeper after the instability and chaos. Okay. It's like something that we experienced in this chaos, in this breakdown, in this whatever. So winded. That revealed something to us. Okay. And now the six represents this recalibration happening. And really like the key thing that's coming out in this with this mirror kind of quality and this like the light being on the inside is self-recognition. And a big question that came out for you guys, and if you're writing notes, write this down. What are you internally recognizing about yourself? Like, what are you in internal harmony with? Like inner coherence. Maybe it's not harmony, but what are you aligned with internally? Like, what perception of yourself are you aligned with? And again, like, I want to take it back to these people out here. These people are reflecting that inner recognition and reflecting at what stage it's stabilized, okay, or how deeply this inner recognition is stabilized. And so for a lot of us, we're going through this kind of reorganization inwardly, and then the moon being associated with the nervous system, that is very important because literally when we're shifting our belief system, especially if you do a lot of tapping like I do, or you do a lot of like self-reflection, then there is, and if you're changing your thoughts consciously, your nervous system is also changing. Your brain, the structure of your brain is also changing. Like your physical body is fucking changing at the same time that you're emotionally and mentally shifting. And that is a process. I mean, I remember just the other night, I went through a huge shift, a huge shift. Oh my goodness. And I talk about it in my last channeled message. And I literally, like, I went to bed. I was so blissed out. I was in such a beautiful high, not because anything happened, but because I was just connecting to a deeper part of myself. And I just felt really whole and like loved and content and safe and like held by life. I just felt it. I felt hugged by fucking life. And I was laying in my bed and like I felt normal up until this point, right? I did a tapping session. Like I did like two tapping sessions that day. And then, like, by the time I actually laid down to go to sleep, I was fundamentally exhausted. But I noticed as soon as I got quiet, I noticed that I felt totally different. Like, I was so uncomfortable, you guys. So uncomfortable. I was just laying in my bed, like, ooh, ooh. I trust this feeling. I know what this is because I felt it before, but it was like the strongest I've ever felt it. I mean, I've felt that many times. Like when I have a shift, I'm always uncomfortable after something really moves. And if you tap consistently, you'll notice this sometimes. Like you'll notice this like weird in between space where you don't feel like you did a few minutes ago, but you don't feel like you quite like you're not quite where you thought you would be or how you thought you would feel. But it's just that unknown. It's just being in the unfamiliar. And it's literally I've learned that the sensation, like the physical sensation of being our true selves when we've been our fake selves, when we've been this like protective version of ourselves where we're hiding, that version felt very familiar and comfortable. And so when you actually leave that, even though it can be painful, even though that state can be very painful, when you leave it and you finally enter the realm of like truth and you finally are like, okay, this is who I really am, the body feels uncomfortable as fuck. And it takes a little bit of time for that feeling to stabilize and for you to feel like you're in a new normal and you feel good. So it can take like a couple hours, it can take a day, it can take a week, who knows. But for me, I'm still in that process actually, but I'm not feeling as like blatantly uncomfortable as I was that night. That was just like the first sensation of it. It's almost like I think of it like quantum leaping, low key. Like you just boom, you're somebody else. Like you shifted something and on a like subconscious level, you're somebody else now. And it's so uncomfortable in the body. And literally that night, I tried to go to sleep and I had the most restless sleep, even though I was so tired. and I noticed that nausea woke me up. And there was no reason for me to actually be nauseous. Like there was no practical reason for it. And I've experienced this before too. So I knew what it was. I knew it was my body. Like something was literally reorganizing on a very physical level after like the energy, like my body was catching up to the energies, to the energetic work that I did, or the mental, emotional work that I did. And yeah, I felt sick to my stomach. I was like praying not to throw up. I was like, please come out the other end. Please, please don't make me do that. I was like, Source, thank you for making it a number two and not a this, and everything worked out. Everything worked out. Because I've had that happen before and I never said that prayer and I threw up. I threw up during like a spiritual transition once and it was fucking awful, but I felt wonderful the next day. So yeah, that was not a fun experience, and it was very emotional, very raw, and just like it was just heavy. And so if you're someone who's experiencing something like that, like just lean into prayer, lean into communing with your invisible self, your source, because it will help you feel safe during that process. And also tapping, just tap through whatever fears are coming up if you're going through that because it's all happening for you, it's happening to realign you. And that's the other beautiful thing about this. The other card that was on the back of the deck, you guys, is the 10 of Pentacles. Like, hello. That's like we always want to see the 10 of Pentacles come out. But it was so perfect because here's the 10 of Pentacles on the surface. We hear, "Oh, this is money, this is wealth, this is legacy." But those are just the effects, okay? Those are just the effects of where is it? Those are the effects of what the 10 of Pentacles actually represents. And so the pentacles represent like materialization, your values, stability, tangible life. And then the 10 of Pentacles is I'm not going to get into the tree of life, but I do reference it when I study tarot because I feel like it gives me a deeper understanding. It's connected to like the 10th sphere or whatever. I'm so like not educated about the tree of life, but it's like the 10th, the final phase of the tree of life. And that represents manifestation, embodiment, physical reality, and lived experience. And so all that together essentially talks about sustained reality. Okay. That is embodiment, stabilized embodiment. Okay. And that's so fucking important when we're talking about this message because we have the reorganization happening, okay, through our inner awareness of ourselves. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles talking about like think about your desire. Think about the way you want your life to look. Like for some of you, I don't know what you're manifesting, but it's a change in your lived experience. Like for me, it's a change in home, it's a change in finances, it's a change in what I'm building for my life long term, like my legacy that I want to leave behind, like the work that matters to me, my career, stuff like that. And so this talks about whatever this reorganization process that's happening. And again, we're talking about doubt. That's our experience. That's what we're experiencing. That's the somatic feedback that's coming up. That's the illumination point that we're talking about in this full moon for this collective. If you resonate with this, it is helping us stabilize this reality because there was a message somewhere that I wrote down about, I don't know why I closed that. There was a message about, hold on, let me find it. The nervous system is learning to hold what you say you want. Okay. And I hope that gives relief to someone. The nervous system is learning to hold what you say you want. And the emotional body, doubt, fear, right? That this whole feeling like, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? The answer is at this point it feels inevitable. Like that's the intuitive feeling I have. There's a sense of inevitability at this point. But your emotional body, the doubt, is exposing this gap. That's why this card came out sideways. It wasn't literally the recognition is happening. Point. So this emotional energy is exposing the gap between where your consciousness is oriented inwardly. Hello, big light in the third eye, and what still feels familiar to hold. And then Sagittarius comes in and it's like, it's all about the story, baby. What story are you holding on to? What story are you living? And so I'm hearing a message even right now that some of you, the way that you define the feeling of doubt, and I've also been transcending out of this myself, is that doubt is a signal that it's not going to happen. But here's the thing, here's the truth. Here's where Sagittarius is coming in and be like, no, look again. Look again. Let's look a little deeper, friends. Sagittarius is coming in and helping us see that actually that doubt is the somatic sensation of you slipping into orienting yourself, putting your inner awareness on the idea that it's not going to happen. Oh, did y'all feel that? I felt that. Like I felt that in my fucking body. My body just said, yup. And this is for me too. Ooh, it's for me too. Oh, God, it feels so good. I love the truth. I love truth. So, like when I wake up in the morning, for instance, and I feel doubt, this whole energy is helping me see, hey, when you wake up, your default state is thinking, is telling yourself the story that you're living is the stabilized reality that I want, right? What feels like wealth to me, which is different for everybody. What feels like, oh, this just fits for me, right? That I'm telling myself that doesn't exist for me. That's not going to happen for me. Ah, what? I mean, come on, that explains why this is sideways because it's like this is why you're struggling to even like feel connected to it sometimes. That's why in that moment I struggle to feel connected to it because of what I'm habitually telling myself. Because we have that emotional body, the moon highlighting, the full moon highlighting what we're telling ourselves unconsciously, what exists unconscious. Because now we've got the sun and the moon, they're opposite each other. They're really looking right at each other. And so we can't avoid it now. We're telling ourselves that this isn't going to happen. And that is the shit. That's the shit. It's not that it's not going to happen. It is inevitable. It really is inevitable because everything's pointing to this is stabilizing. And this is, again, just an opportunity, just an invitation to work more with yourself, to trust yourself more. Okay, what else do I have here? Yeah. Okay. Okay. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. An invitation here is to kind of reframe doubt. Okay. Change the meaning of doubt. And this is where I would invite you guys to tap. Let's actually do it. Let's just do it. Okay. If you want to tap with me for a second. Okay. Even though I've been telling myself the story that when I feel doubt, it's because this vision, this thing that I want is impossible for me. Yeah, so even though I've been telling myself the story about doubt, telling myself that doubt, I'm sorry, I'm gathering it as I'm tapping. So y'all can just wait a second if you want. I usually script these because I get so like airhead sometimes. Okay, hold on, stay with me. Even though I've believed, here we go. Even though I've believed that doubt, the feeling of doubt, is a sign that my vision is not becoming real. Okay. Even though I've believed that doubt is a sign that my vision is not becoming real, I'm ready to look at this differently. I'm ready to redefine doubt in a more supportive context. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And keep tapping with me as we talk because, we're not going to try to make the doubt go away anymore, okay? Because the thing is like the doubt's not a problem. The doubt is feedback, right? And that's literally what we're tapping in. Because remember, when you're tapping, you're metabolizing the emotional tension that has you confused, and then you are also rewiring your brain. You're rewiring how you think about things. So you're creating permanent changes in your brain as you consistently tap, and the changes are much faster than if you weren't doing it with tapping. Because like to create really like I feel like permanent shifts, there's got to be like some emotional punch to it, and we don't always have that. And tapping, I feel like helps do that, even if there's not a big emotional punch. If you get what I'm saying, if that makes sense. I'm going to trust that it does. Okay, so even though I've been telling myself that doubt is a sign that my vision is not possible or real for me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Oh, I feel a burp coming. Oh, yes, baby. That's a release right there. Even though I've been telling myself, yes, that doubt, I'm just so happy. My body's about to let it out. That doubt is a sign from life, from the powers that be, that what I want can't happen or isn't going to happen. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, let's go to the top of the head. I felt my burp go back down. That's okay. We're working through this energy. Okay. I've been believing something wrong about doubt. I've been looking at this feeling as if it's a problem, a barrier, something stopping me from fulfilling my vision, from manifesting this thing. But what if that's not the case? What if the doubt is actually trying to help me? What if the doubt is showing me where I'm holding myself back? Oh, I felt something open up in my belly. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, that's when you know. That's how the tapping talks to you. That's how your body talks to you while you're doing this. Ooh, I feel it. Sorry if I'm being loud in your ear. I feel this energy like liberating from deep within. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is the beauty of tapping. This is why I'm obsessed. You got to really be present and pay attention. Okay. Sorry if you hear noise. I'm like bumping the microphone a little bit. What if this doubt is showing me where I'm holding myself back? And we're going to stick with that one for a little bit. What if this doubt is showing me where I'm holding myself back? My body really likes this line. It really likes this question. What if the doubt is showing me where I'm holding myself back? Okay. Because my body is trying to stabilize this new energy, this new life. Because that's a lesson here with, you don't have to repeat this part, but that's a lesson here with Sagittarius and the full moon. It's trying to show us that the body does, and it's funny, mine's happening in my sixth house, which is so perfect. Hello, that's so perfect. But it's literally trying to show us or teach us. Oh, we're almost there. My burp's almost ready. Okay. It's trying to teach us that our manifestations, these physical external changes, they're not yeah, it feels magical. It feels like woo, but it's more than that. It's so much deeper than that. It's literally connected to the body. These things are happening from within first. Oh, there she is. I love it. I probably sound crazy to my family. Like they're out in the other room probably and they're like, "What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this girl?" I'm the weirdo in the family, if you didn't know. I'm the cycle breaker. Anyway, okay, let's keep going. Oh god, that burp feels so satisfying. I promise you, it's not just gas, guys. I swear. Like after a year and a half, 2 years of tapping, like I know that the burps are very, very important. So are the yawns. So is the fatigue. It's all so important. It's all signs of release and transformation. Okay, so back to this. Okay. Spirit, guide us. I don't even remember where I was. Just go with me. Okay, so now let's focus on that thought. Okay. So what if the doubt, say this part, what if the doubt is showing me the story I've been telling myself? The story I've been rehearsing unconsciously. I'm not trying to be weird, you guys. I just feel so good in my body right now. Oh man. What if the doubt is telling me or showing me the story I've been rehearsing unconsciously so I can let it go, so I can correct it, so I can adjust my inner orientation? Like, we're having some identity shifts today, you guys. This full moon is helping us literally change our self concept today, which changes your fucking reality, by the way. Because my body, or repeat this, because my body, like I said, I remember where I was now. My body is attempting to bring this vision into form. And the doubt is showing me where I still feel unsafe holding this vision. Okay, and I'm going to pause there because this is really important. The thing is, you guys, if our identity is not aligned with something we're manifesting, like if the our unconscious self-concept is not aligned with what we're calling in, then let's say it happens, right? Number one, that's going to destabilize the fuck out of us on some level. Number two, we're not going to be able to sustain it. And hello, sustained reality, you guys. We're not just manifesting a thing to have a thing. I've been saying this a lot lately. We're manifesting a change in ourselves. The thing is just kind of like the carrot on the stick, if you will. Like it's just the bait. The image is just the bait. It's an interface, a representation of a self concept, of a state of being. We're shifting who we're being, not so we have something, but so we feel a certain way. We want to feel, I don't know where I was. We want to feel a certain way, something that we've never lived in before. I feel like I may have been there. I don't fucking know. And that's a lesson in tapping. It doesn't matter. Just pick up somewhere and just keep going. It don't matter. Okay. So my body is attempting to bring this vision into form through me. And the doubt is showing me. I need to water my money tree. Sorry, guys. The doubt is showing me where I'm still feeling unsafe holding this vision, being this version of myself. It's exposing some inner conflict so I can resolve it. And you know what? That's actually a good question. Like, what about this feels unsafe? Is it just the unfamiliarity? Which honestly, a lot of it is. It's just unfamiliar. And the solution to that is really easy actually. Tap on it. Tap on it and like play with it in your mind. Familiarize yourself with it by exposing yourself to it more and more and more. And you can do that with visualization. You can do that with conscious thinking. That's what I do a lot of. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Let it out, mama. Okay. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. What else? So we're just going to go with it. So maybe I don't have to fear this doubt. I know I've been doing that. Maybe I don't have to be afraid of this doubt. Maybe I can approach it with curiosity. Maybe when I feel that feeling, instead of trying to fix it or make it go away, I can sit with myself and create some safety in the body. I can help myself feel safe in that moment while my body stabilizes into this new energy, while my body is transforming. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, hello. What deeper truth is the emotional body trying to reveal? I'm still learning to feel safe being this new version of myself. I'm still learning to feel safe receiving this, holding this energy, being the me that has that thing, whatever that is for you, whatever it is that you've been daydreaming about, desiring, wanting. There's this invitation to let yourself, help yourself feel safe with it. So the doubt is an invitation. In the moment when you feel it, it's an invitation. It's an ask from your body. Hey, so we're running into some inner resistance to this. We're trying to stabilize this frequency so that way it can literally, so it can shift your perception enough, right? So you can physically see the changes. So this is all happening in divine timing. And your body has to go through this process, which is a lot of the time why it takes so much time, because we have so much that we need to reconcile within. And so this is an opportunity to work with this consciously. So your invitation is the next time you feel that doubt, and I'm going to make a note for myself about this. And tomorrow morning when I wake up and I might feel that doubt again, then that's my invitation to be like, okay, hold on. I don't need to start thinking the thoughts. I don't need to think about having it. I don't need to force myself to feel like I have it now. I don't need to do that right now. What I need to do is get present with myself. I need to be here with myself, and I need to love myself through this moment, because I've also learned that, and this is, ooh, and that's why I was talking about in the very beginning, the shadow side of Sagittarius, how it can kind of like get to the meaning, like this happened for a reason before it feels deeply. And we can kind of bypass the somatic experience of the emotion, and we need to feel the emotion. And so I feel like a lot of us are doing that. I know I'm doing that. I can feel that. I'm very aware of that right now. So that's the moment where we need to drop in and feel the doubt, like feel the sensation in the body of the doubt, and just be uncomfortable with it, okay? And just sit in that discomfort and love yourself through it and trust, because, and this is what else I was going to say, and trust, because that sensation of doubt, that ick in the body, like when you're working with it, when you're present with it, and that emotion is like passing through you, you're metabolizing it. And you can tap with that if that helps. Like that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably tap because I know that what's happening as I'm doing that and I trust the process. But so when we're feeling that feeling, our body is actually like in a sense burning away the old. It's burning away, or even like I want to even think of it like our brain is like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like pruning. It's like pruning those neural networks in our brain, those old things, that those old grooves and shit that just feel so familiar. We just ploop, fall right in. And it's like, it's like, yeah, it's like we're getting rid of these connections, like snipping shit away. And it's really uncomfortable. It's so fucking uncomfortable. And so, yeah, our invitation is to tap through that or just breathe through it, whatever works for you, whatever resonates, and just be there with it and let it happen because we're avoiding the transformation. Damn it, I knew I needed my pen over here. Oh, okay. That's also why I'm audio recording this so I can copy the transcript and go to my AI and just be like, extract some things. So I need you to extract that little part, please. Thank you. I know it'll be like, hey, I see that you said this. But okay. Yeah, we are resisting the alchemical process of the transformation. You guys, you guys. Oh my God, I feel so much energy in my body right now. Holy shit. I feel like I'm blue. Um, I'm on a level right now. Okay. Yeah, we are resisting the alchemical process of the transformation itself, which means we're resisting the integration, which means we're resisting the fucking like the thing that's gonna make it poof. I'm sorry, I feel really good because to me, this is like, all right, I know what to do now. I know what to do now, and I've got this. I'm good because I feel like with the Six of Wands being the card that came out, I feel like there is also like think of like this as a bridge. I just heard that this is like a bridge, and you're like, you're walking across the bridge, and the other side of the bridge, I feel like this was the starting point of the bridge, right? Feeling invisible, feeling unrecognized, feeling like, which again is internal. It is internal. If you feel it out here, it took me a long time to get that because I'm someone who's felt invisible my whole fucking life. And I thought it's like, oh, it's life's fault because life's not showing me to the right people or what the fuck ever. And it's like, no, you weren't recognizing yourself because at the same time that I was feeling that the strongest, I was also in my deepest, like darkest sense of self. Like I didn't have a sense of self. I was a shadow of myself. And I didn't have any kind of love or compassion for myself. I kept thinking I believed everything's wrong with me, like I'm a mistake, I shouldn't be here, nobody wants me, blah blah blah. So of course, that was just me hiding though. If you're telling yourself those kinds of stories, you're in hiding. And that is intelligence. That's your body's intelligence because it was you started that process subconsciously to protect yourself from something and it served a purpose. It served a purpose. Okay? Because honestly, who I am today, if I had to develop the understandings that I have now to be able to protect myself because I've been in some dark spaces in my life where like if I brought this energy in and it wasn't stabilized like it is now, like I could have gotten fucked up. If I brought the audacity I have today without the understanding that I have today, I could have gotten in some very, very dangerous situations. I could have things that happened to me that could have been worse, probably would have been worse. So there was a sense of intelligence operating behind your self-protection. And your low self-esteem, your low confidence, your like all this shit, like your inability to express yourself, like wherever you are in that realm, like that is self-protection. It's not because anything's wrong with you. You're just protecting yourself. And it took me a long time to learn that lesson. But so here's where we started, right? Now we're here and this is the destination. But it starts inside. I feel this. This is like 100% an internal thing, but it's feeding into a stabilized reality where it is physically reflected, where it is physically manifested, where you're not the only one seeing it. Other people are seeing it too. I need a sip of my drink. Hold on. Okay. Okay. And I always close. This is a funny fact about me. I always close my eyes when I sip if I'm like around anybody or a lens. Just because when I drink, like this eye will like, it's so funny. It's so funny. Anybody who sees always makes fun of me for it. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Don't talk about my lazy eye. Okay. Let's see. Oh my God. This has been powerful. And I feel like it's already been like an hour. Like time collapses when I'm doing this. I swear to God. This is so fun. So fucking fun. Okay, Spirit, is there anything else that I need to share about this? Or are we done? Is this it? Because I suddenly feel just like empty. Oh, and that's usually my sign that message is complete. The message has been spoken. We are good to go. Okay. So, all right, I'll say this. Does anybody have any questions or what's resonating for you? And you're welcome to send me a private message. Like, I'm all about community here, all about the damn community. What stories are coming up for you personally? What stories are coming up for you that you've been telling yourself about your personal experience, about what you're going through, and like what is this activating in you? Everything that we're talking about here. Yeah, I think that's it. So if you guys want to drop anything in the chat, you're more than welcome to. I'll give you guys a minute. And if not, then I'm going to end this here in just a second. And then I'll upload it on obviously I'll upload it on Substack and Spotify and Apple and all that good stuff. And um and if anybody wants to do like a private tapping and tarot session, let's fucking do it. Let's do it. I love this shit. If you want to go deeper into something you're experiencing, or if you're just really struggling to see past the doubt, because trust me, if you're not really into tapping yet and you want to give it a go, but you're just not, you really just are struggling with the doubt and you're feeling like, I just really don't know what to do, then you're welcome to book a private session with me and I'll walk you through it. And I promise you, like by the end of that session, or at least like within a couple days, you're going to be looking at it differently. You're going to be feeling differently about it because it's powerful. It's powerful. And the effects they feel subtle with tapping, but like it's revolutionary in your life because it fundamentally changes who you are, and that changes how you think habitually, that changes how you feel habitually, that changes how you behave. All of that's unconscious a lot of the time. And all of that ripples into your physical life experience. It's all connected. So tapping's just a great way to clean up the unconscious mess and just give you more conscious control over what's going on inside. And of course, we're in the light of a fucking full moon. So this is like prime weather. It's prime astrological weather to really like look under the hood. And if that's something that makes you uncomfortable, that's even more reason to tap, because tapping will help you feel safe in your nervous system as you're navigating your depth. Because I understand, I'm someone who loves that. I'm built for that. Literally, like if you guys look at my astrology chart or even just get to know me, it's a very apparent. Like I live for the depths. In fact, like I get triggered when people say it's not that deep. I want to hit them over the head with a book because motherfucker, it's always that goddamn deep, okay? It started out that deep. You're just in the fucking like shallow end of the pool, okay, buddy? You think because you're in the shallow end of the pool that the deep end don't exist, but that's not how it is. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Anyway. Okay. All right, you guys. I love you very much. Also, oh, let me say this one more thing. One more thing. This one more thing. I'm gonna add. I feel like I have an EFT audio. It's like it's an instant download. I feel like I have one on doubt. I'm gonna go find it and I'm gonna add it to this replay post as well. So that way anybody who just doesn't want to tap with me but wants to try it out, they can have a something that helps them kind of break free of the doubt on their own terms. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. So I love you. This was so fun. I hope you guys are enjoying this just as much as I am. And I will catch you guys next Friday, unless I change the date. Either way, we'll have a tapping and tarot next week as well. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. Peace, my friends. Peace.